Hey there, history fans! Today we're journeying back to the 9th century to the land of Kivan Ruses. This loose federation of East Slavic tribes was centered around the city of Kiev. Kivan Rus was a vibrant hub of trade and culture. It connected Scandinavia to the Byzantine Empire. Now both Ukraine and Russia claim Kivan Rus as their ancestral homeland. It's a bit like siblings arguing over who gets to claim Grandma's famous borscht recipe. This shared history is important. It helps us understand why the relationship between Ukraine and Russia is so complex. But here's the thing, folks. Kivan Rus was a multicultural realm. It wasn't simply Russian or Ukrainian as we understand those identities today. These distinct national identities would emerge much later. The story of Kivan Rus is filled with epic battles, political intrigue, and cultural exchange. It's a story that laid the groundwork for the future nations of Ukraine and Russia. And yes, it's a story that reminds us history is never simple. Section 2, Ukraine. Under the Russian Empire, erasure and resistance. Fast forward to the late 18th century, the Russian Empire, hungry for land and power, absorbed large chunks of Ukrainian territory. This wasn't a friendly merger, my friends. The Tsarist regime imposed its language, culture, and administration on Ukrainian lands. Ukraine, often dismissively referred to as Little Russia, faced a systematic campaign of cultural erasure. Ukrainian language and literature were suppressed. Ukrainian identity was downplayed. But, and this is crucial, Ukrainians resisted. They clung to their language, their songs, their stories. They fought to preserve their distinct identity in the face of imperial pressure. This period, marked by both oppression and resistance, would leave a deep scar on the Ukrainian psyche. It sowed the seeds of resentment towards Russian domination. Section 3. The Soviet period, a time of tragedy and transformation. Next stop on our historical roller coaster, the Soviet era. In the early 20th century, Ukraine experienced a brief taste of independence, but this freedom was short-lived. By 1922, Ukraine was absorbed into the Soviet Union as one of its founding republics. The Soviet period was a time of immense upheaval and tragedy for Ukraine. The Holodomor, a man-made famine engineered by Stalin's regime in the 1930s, killed millions of Ukrainians. This horrific event, a stark example of Soviet brutality, remains a deeply traumatic wound in Ukraine's national memory. Despite the hardships, Ukraine played a vital role in the Soviet Union. It was a major industrial center and the breadbasket of the USSR. However, tensions simmered beneath the surface. Ukrainians continued to yearn for self-determination, and they resisted Soviet attempts to suppress their language and culture. Section 4. Independent Ukraine, a nation forged in conflict. Finally, in 1991, the Soviet Union crumbled. Ukrainians seized this historic moment. They voted overwhelmingly for independence. A new chapter had begun. But Ukraine's hard-won independence wouldn't be a walk in the park. The shadow of Russia loomed large. In 2014, Russia annexed the Crimean Peninsula, a Ukrainian territory with a majority Russian population. Today, Ukraine continues to fight for its survival. The conflict in eastern Ukraine, fueled by Russian-backed separatists, has claimed thousands of lives. And Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022 has plunged the region into chaos. Ukraine's story is a testament to the enduring power of national identity. It's a story of resilience in the face of oppression. And it's a story that reminds us that the struggle for freedom is never truly over.